Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It is February 11, 2015, and here's a look at our top stories.
Tonight, the Obama administration is calling for a 3-year military intervention in Iraq and Syria to fight against the very same terror organizations trained and funded by U.S. intelligence.
The people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
Then, the corporate stream media is stunned as they finally learn that there is no economic recovery. And a family asks the cops to check in on a veteran recovering from heart surgery. So the police break in and kill him.
He probably thought someone was breaking in his house.
All that plus much more up next on the InfoWars Nightly News.
Could you imagine funding your opposition, paying somebody to break into your house or kidnap a family member? Well, that's exactly what the United States government has been doing for a very long time, whether it was back with Reagan and the Mujahideen or now with Obama and the Syrian rebels, the al-Qaeda rebels that have formed into ISIS. They broke out of al-Qaeda in Iraq and other places and now formed ISIS. And now he wants authorization, unconstitutional authority to attack the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq. The Obama administration is calling for a 3-year authorization to intervene militarily in Syria and Iraq against the Islamic State, the terror army trained by the United States. Obama wants the new authorization to replace and update a 2002 authorization used by Bush to launch the invasion and occupation of Iraq. The 2001 authorization, put into place after the September 11, 2001 attacks, will remain in place. Obama has used it to justify conducting a drone war against al-Qaeda in Yemen and Somalia. So as I was saying before, you fund your opposition, you pay the guy to break into your house, and then you say, hey, I caught the guy who broke into my house. And that's exactly what's going on. And as we've referenced many times, the troops know what's going on. They say, we don't want to fight for al-Qaeda on Monday, then fight with them on Tuesday. They don't want to go through this whole thing and have to buddy up with the guys that they're supposed to be fighting, the guys that they were told were the enemy, but now they're our friends because we have political gains to get from them. So we'll continue to cover this as it develops, and you can find all these reports on Infowars.com. Now let's talk about the internet. Regulation of the internet, they've been pushing this hard, the cybersecurity bills, the CISPA, the PIPA, they always repackage it and try to make it a little more friendly, put more lawyer speak into it to make you, the viewer, think, oh, okay, it sounds reasonable this time. It's never reasonable. It does continue with this. FEC to consider regulating online political speech. The FEC is holding a hearing today to receive public feedback on whether it should create new rules regulating political speech, including political speech on the internet that one commissioner warned could affect blogs, YouTube videos, and even websites like the Drudge Report. The hearing is a response to the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling in McCutcheon versus FEC last year, which struck down the FEC's previous cap on aggregate campaign contributions from a single donor in an election cycle. So as they're talking about here, they want to regulate the Drudge Report. They want to crack down on your free speech. And this isn't the first time we've heard them mention sites like Drudge Report, Infowars.com by name, because as you may recall last year, the Department of Defense came out and said, hey, we can't let people find out what we're doing through the Drudge Report. They're forcing our hands, making us tell the truth. So let's come out with our own softball version before Drudge Report can come out with the hard-hitting news. Of course, that's a paraphrase of what was actually said. But the purpose and the gist of it was correct. So as they continue to censor not only big sites like Drudge Report, they'll also come after the blogs. So you guys need to be very aware. It's not just the big news aggregates that can be affected. It's your own personal blogs and other things as well. Now, everybody's talking about the State of the Union, the state of the United States economy, and now CNBC weighs in. CNBC anchor stunned. There is no economic recovery.
It's not great. It's running where it's been. It's been the same thing for the last 5 years. There's no improvement in the economy. I do not disagree with they think it's reasonable. However, it's reasonable based on the assumption we're going to have an acceleration in underlying economic activity, we're going to have an acceleration in inflation, and we're going to have an acceleration in wage gains. And I haven't seen any of those basic assumptions come through, so therefore I have to sit back and question whether or not reasonable is based on a forecast or reasonable is based on reality.
And I love what the guy says in the full clip. He says these projections of economic recovery are just that. They're forecasts. They're not based on any actual data. This is what guys sitting around in a room would like to see. They're not actual reality here in the real world. So you can find this and much more in Infowars.com.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients, extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules. You will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.